Alrighty. Are you ready, bud? You gonna do the clippy clap, snappy snap?
I guess I should, eh?
Yeah.
This is weird.
I know.
It's weird.
It's so strange. But what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. And welcome back to Anime Shmanime.
Remix. Change up for you guys.
Yeah, a little bit of a change up. So for those of you who were expecting or wasn't on our social medias and didn't see the update and was expecting to see Tatami Galaxy, unfortunately,
This is not that.
This is not. Yeah, this is not that. This is not that. But we have decided that what we are going to do is
We're going to make up for Jordy not being here.
because he's having a love affair with a toilet right now.
He's hugging the bowl.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we're
he
going to
trusted some farts. A little bit too much.
We're just gonna rally here, guys, and we're gonna do a little bit of like a freestyle ranking thing, like we've done in the past with our waifus, husbandos,
villains,
yeah,
which I was reminded about. Yeah, so ranking our favorite. Again, this is our favorite
couples. Yeah, because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So let's
technically it's like the day after Valentine's Day, the 15th, but.
Still, it carries over.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to give us the win on this one and say our timing is impeccable.
Yes.
And yeah, I think, obviously I miss Jordy, but I think I'm also kind of happy that it's worked out this way, that we get to talk about some...
Yeah, because this is fun sometimes for us.
Yeah, but also like this is like some real romance shit. And not to say that the Tatami Galaxy doesn't touch on romance, but
yeah, in a very strange way.
I think it's a strange way. Yeah. And if you guys are prepped for that, you'll know. But for this, I think this is going to be a lot of fun for us to dig into. And obviously we want all of your guys' thoughts and opinions. So you guys know where to put that in the comments below. Please and thank you. And at the end, we're going to rifle through some top internet picks.
Yes, to see what the internet thinks of some fucking couples and whose ships are shipping away.
Because we have this wrong.
Well, yeah.
According to the internet.
We
have this way wrong.
Well, actually, you're closer to the internet than I am. 100%.
Okay. Yeah, but you're a weirdo.
Yeah, I'm also a weirdo. Yes.
You got some weird picks on this one, dude.
You got some weird. You do too. Like, admittedly, like you got like when you showed me the pics earlier, I was like, oh yeah, this is strange, but like this works. It's totally your lane.
Yeah. Well, I mean, should we waste zero time on this?
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Because we got one up on the screen right now that I think is like, it's a pretty fucking interesting one, man, to kick things off. I think, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just go back and forth with our, like, top five-ish.
Yeah.
Maybe we got an honorable mention in there at the end. Kind of makes up a top 10 for us, I guess.
Yeah.
And we'll maybe crown our favorite by the end after we talk this out, but we're trying to keep it loose.
Yeah, loose. And this is just a fun, Valentine's Day is supposed to be all about, consumerism and hallmarks and...
Where are you going with this, dude? Where are you going with this?
What I meant to say, it's about showing love to your significant other, finding love and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And suffering.
Okay, well... No.
Well, okay,
I know for you it means a little bit of suffering because everything with you involves a small modicum of suffering.
No. Okay. Let me get deep here for a second before we start. Because love essentially at the end of the day is a choice. In my opinion, that's what I think, right? Like I think at the end of the day is a choice, and that choice is only made when you are faced with adversity or the ugliness of what it is to be in a relationship where you want to leave each other, but you don't because you're choosing love. You know what I mean? Like,
so in order for love to exist, there must also exist some sort of strife.
I wouldn't say strife, but it because like any relationship, you're going to go through some sort of turmoil, and like fights are normal. It's actually quite healthy, but like it's in those moments where it's like it's not the easy, fun honeymoon stage or laughter, doing things that you like, because that's easy, right? Right. Real love is tested, and also like you like even before you even date someone, there's all these conditions that have to be met on either side in order for you to, really consider each other in the long term. Right.
Well, the way you put it, real love is tested. That's definitely a good way to put it. However,
yes.
What quantifies as a test of love?
I think that kind of, for me, it's different for every couple.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. When I say that is like, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
To quantify something as either love or not love, or truly tested or not truly tested. How do you discern?
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I think at the end of the day, it's for, the couple to decide that they are choosing their version of love and what that looks like, because everyone's version of love is going to look different, right? Sure. I mean, granted, we all love love. No, who doesn't love love? I'm sure there's lots of people like me that doesn't. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I love love. I do. I love love. Don't get me wrong, guys.
You just really love painful love too, and like some people don't.
You know what I love? I love being facetious. That's my problem.
Here's a question for you. How do you feel about love between a human being and an android?
Oh, this is okay. We're getting into it now.
Because
nice segue,
that's a big fat philosophical question off the top that gets brought up every time we talk about these two.
Yes. So the reason why I picked Android 18 and Krillin
from Dragon Ball Z. For anybody who is living under a weird shaped rock.
So this is one of my picks. This is my pick of hope.
Explain that.
Because this
hope for what?
This should give
for the short kings.
For the short kings out there. Not only the short kings, because like I'm 5'6", really. Like at the end of the day, I'm a pretty short guy.
Sure.
Right, like,
but your wife is like 5'2".
Yes, which is she's 5'2", but at the same time, it's also the fact that like growing up when you're watching it, or just even like growing up as a shorter dude, sometimes you meet somebody that's taller, and it's not very often that they'll look at you as like
you kind of know it's out of the books,
right. But with this one, which is great, it's so super unlikely.
I agree,
right?
Totally, yeah.
So unlikely that would
puts
happen.
A smile on your face right away. It's just the unlikelihood.
Yeah. And then not to mention, like, he's the fucking weakest one out of everybody. How many times has he... Strongest human.
But the weakest on the fucking show, probably.
Yeah. And like he's been killed several times and have to come back. And like it's just such a weird dichotomy of people. Like as far as personalities go, right? Like he's so kind of like, happy-go-lucky best friend, kind of like a golden retriever kind of character. And then you have like Android 18. You got this va-va-voom, fucking sexy, non-human AI, right? Like, I mean, she does become human later. We know that, but...
Even that, though, like, they never really fully explained that.
Yeah.
That was, like, a hot-button issue in the schoolyard growing up, dude. I remember it was just like, how does that work? Like, they have, like, a kid, and, like, does she have human parts? Like, do they actually bone? Like... As a kid, that was like a real big question that they kind of leave open-ended.
Absolutely.
She's a for sure robot.
Yeah.
Until all of a sudden she's just not, and they have a daughter.
Yeah. The only way I can think of it is like, if she has an organic body with a robotic brain. Right, that kind of makes sense. I guess you can say that's an android still, but at the same time, like
android just has to have some of each in order to be considered an android.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, obviously she had a uterus.
Yeah.
That Krillin's tiny bald sperm managed to make its way into.
Yo, all I'm saying, man, is that everybody is the same height horizontally.
Don't matter when you're laying down.
Yeah.
No, honestly, respect and love to Krillin for being an icon for all the short kings out there. I'm 5'11", but like I still like I understand that strife because that is not that tall, and there are definitely still much taller girls out there than that.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So like you can still like no matter what. I think anybody who's ever felt even a little bit like an underdog, whether or not it's your height. This is just a win for the underdog. Truly.
Actually, yeah, that's a much better way of putting it, is a win for the underdog.
Because I still feel the win with this one, despite not really connecting with Krillin on that, on like a height sort of thing. But like I still feel it. And like this one definitely warms the heart. I just think logistically it's a bit of a nightmare, man.
well, I mean, they don't even explain it in the show very well at all. Actually, at all. Like, you don't know, but it just seems to work. And I think because opposites kind of attract, where she's so like hard and like kind of stone cold, and he's much more warm. I think that's kind of where it works. And
I think you're right. Like how you were saying before, him being the weakest, that actually kind of plays into this because of the whole cast of characters. Why is it Krillin that ends up connecting with her and going to her in such a sympathetic way, in the way that he does? It's because he's not the strongest. He's not preoccupied with winning the battle or being that trump card, like Gohan or Goku or Vegeta or Trunks even, or Piccolo even, are always trying to be that like, I'll handle this. Yeah. Throw that card down.
The machismo, right? Like the alpha male.
Krillin doesn't have that. Yeah. He doesn't need to worry about being that guy, so he can focus on the more tender human aspects of being a hero, which he is to 18 in so many ways when he comes through for her and shows a human, empathetic side to her, right?
Oh, yeah.
So like to me, man, I think it's all around heartwarming. I think it's a fucking great pick.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can really argue that unless they got some weird android
hate
fear thing going on. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess if you had something happen with your Android phone, maybe.
Yeah, I mean.
That was a dad joke, but I'm sorry, guys. So cringe. We are going to give you the cringiest fucking episode. I mean, it's fucking Valentine's Day. Let's go.
I'll try not to, but no promises. Mikey's not even going to try.
No,
you're just getting it full frontal.
You get all of me every episode. Let's be real. I'm just going to start singing ballads all day.
I got an interesting follow-up for this one because we're staying in the same show.
Yeah.
But in a way, we've almost got a bit of a role reversal going on with it.
Yeah.
Because we have
Vegeta
and Bulma.
This one is fucked. This one's just straight fucked.
This is a big one, man. Because another one that's like, what?
Yeah.
Another unlikely one. I don't know what Dragon Ball, like... I don't know why Dragon Ball or Akira Toriyama has this thing for these super unlikely relationships, but it seems to be chock full of like, how the fuck did these two end up together? And this is another one that's just suddenly, they're just together. You get no foreplay.
Yeah, but I will piggyback though on what you were saying about Toriyama. He did mention, and it is explained in the series, that Saiyans love strong women.
Right, but if you remember the Bulma that Vegeta meets on Planet Namek,
okay, yes,
as Jordy likes to point out, is a fumbling, bumbling, screaming mess of a human being.
Yes, in Super, however, which is really where it kind of no, it is still in Z when like she's still
by Super they're already married and have children.
Yeah, but
it's
like
already happened.
Well, in Z they do too, right? At the end of Z, Trunks.
Well, Super is still within the Z timeline.
Yeah, and because she's like smoking cigarettes and taking care of business or whatever.
She's a mom.
But I can see it there. So it must have happened in that transition.
Oh, for sure. Like, she definitely turns into what you're saying.
Yeah.
But when he first meets her, there is absolutely no logical reason why he should be into her. He should be only annoyed by her, only irritated, and only pissed off. And he generally is. She's a pain in his ass for the first little while, which I think is why it catches people off guard so much, these two. But then it develops, and they end up having multiple children together.
Yeah, but here's the thing. This is where, like, with like Android 18 and Krillin, it kind of works. There's a lot of balance here. There's no growth in Vegeta, right? Like, he kind of has a little bit where he's, like, training in the hyperbolic time chamber with Trunks. And
3 words, dude. 3 words.
Yeah.
That's my Bulma. If you don't remember, dude, in Battle of Gods, Beerus fucking puts his hands on Bulma.
Yeah.
And you see a rage come out of Vegeta. like you've never fucking seen on this whole show. The most angry dude loses his mind and screams, "That's my Bulma."
Okay.
And then fights the god of destruction.
Yes. No, I agree with you. I'm not saying that his
growth.
no, I'm not saying that his feelings for her isn't like genuine or whatever, right? Like or strong. What I'm saying as because usually your partner is the one that's helping you grow as a person, right? Like Android 18, you see her soften up more. She has a kid.
Yeah, she becomes a mom. She has to
right?
raise a child.
Right, like, and then you see Bulma here. She kind of becomes more like a matter of fact and much more like focused instead of being so bumbly. Like Vegeta is kind of just always Vegeta. Like he's still kind of like that whiny prince.
But Krillin's still just always Krillin. Krillin doesn't grow or change.
He grows hair. He grows hair.
All you're outlining is that motherhood disproportionately affects women more than it affects men. Because that's what happens is both of them become mothers and have to grow and change and evolve.
Yeah.
And the fathers in the situation have to change nothing about their lives.
Yo, the bar is low, guys.
Right? And
men need to fucking buck up.
And that's an easy transition into somebody who we're not even going to bother putting up here because they're actually the antithesis of what we're trying to do here. And that's Goku and fucking Chi-Chi, okay?
Yeah,
because
Goku,
talk about
Chi-Chi.
another couple where the guy changes nothing about his life despite becoming a father.
Yeah, the
Goku
worst
does
father.
Only what he wants to do, no matter what, despite having three sons. Not one or two kids, not one kid like Android 18 and Krillin, 3 sons.
Yeah.
And the dude still cannot bring himself to be a father even 1%.
Which is crazy, like, because not to mention there's that one scene where they talk about kissing a girl, and Goku's like, "What's kissing? Like what?"
Yeah, they find out they've never kissed.
Like what the?
They've had kids, but they're not kissing when they do it. Guys, if you're out there trying to have kids, you should be kissing while you do it.
That's. I mean, you don't have to, but like,
I hope you are.
It's an interesting thing to not do.
It puts up some red flags if it's not happening.
Yeah, I feel like that's usually for services.
Yeah. And that's not this.
No, that's not this.
So we're not going to waste any more time talking about Goku and Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, I think if we're going to say like the best ship out of Dragon Ball,
you got to give it to my boy, man. He's the underdog, and he won. He's already like there's in the especially in the hetero dating scene, right? It's usually something like a lot of guys are they're toxic and whatever, but because of the alpha maleism,
the machismo,
right? There's a real alpha male is just confident, right? That's a real confidence, but like Vegeta has a machismo energy.
You're right. It's typical. It's textbook. It's a little predictable, I guess. You know what I mean? It's a little less shocking than Krillin and 18. That's more shocking, and I guess it puts a bit more of a smile on your face. The only reason that I guess I've been hesitating is because this relationship brings us Trunks.
Yes.
And like that's like far more significant than anything that comes out of Krillin and 18. All that Krillin and 18 has produced is a hell of a lot of hentai. And like outside of that, they have a weird daughter who doesn't do anything.
Yes, but like is that what we're discussing? We're discussing love.
You're right.
Love.
Okay, I'm going to give this one to your pick. I'd probably have to say, the more heartwarming, endearing relationship from Dragon Ball is Krillin and 18.
Fuck yeah, my boy Krillin.
Krillin and 18.
Yeah, I got great Krillin energy.
Big Krillin energy.
Big Krillin energy. Oh!
Speaking of big dick energy,
yeah.
I feel like these gentlemen probably have big dicks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Big old banana fishes.
Yeah. So for our listeners,
big old sloppy banana fishes.
So we got Edgy and Ash Lynx
from Banana Fish. So this is a big one. You can explain your pick. Explain your pick.
So this is my pick.
Yeah.
This is my pick. Obviously, like
I haven't seen this show. Yet.
But this is a pick where it's like they had to go through so much trauma to be with one another. And then not only like, so Ash is the blonde one. He's had to like, he's always about protecting Edgy.
Yeah.
Right. Like always trying to protect Edgy and has to go through all this crazy stuff, like his own like personal trauma in childhood. And
well, I haven't even seen it, but like spoiler alert, like at one point is ready to just kill himself immediately.
Yeah.
Without question or hesitation if it means AG will be safe.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if you are on our podcast, because I forgot to mention that we're gonna spoil the shit out of a bunch of stuff. So
this is a spoiler heavy zone always.
Yes.
You guys know that by now.
Yes.
Come on.
For anyone who's tuning in. But yeah, like here's the thing, right? This is like such a tragic love story. After going through everything that they both had to go through, especially Ash, right? And then at the end of the day, they can't be together.
The true meaning, as what you were saying before, of like tested love.
Yes.
It really gets put to the test from the sounds of it with these two.
Yes. And
that's
like
powerful.
And I think just the anime itself, just in general as a whole, like I think because it had such a heavy impact on me when I saw it. Like if this anime hasn't impacted you in any way, you're a soulless beast.
You weren't paying attention.
Yeah, you either weren't paying attention, or just soulless. But yeah, like so I think because of that too, I definitely am more fond of these two.
Sure.
Right.
Now, from the research I was doing, apparently these two are quite an icon for the asexual community as well, because. Now, this was something I was originally going to kind of use against you. Oh. Until I read a little bit more and educated myself, which is something everybody should do if they don't fully understand something, is educate yourself. And what I was going to attack you for was the fact that their relationship is asexual. They never actually sexualize their relationship.
Oh, I guess not.
And it's a big issue people take in that they weren't willing to take that step and actually make them be sexual with each other or have a sexual relationship. And in fact, I think it's explained by one other character that even though their relationship was never sexual, they loved each other as lovers do. Mm-hmm. And that's an important distinction because you can have a loving, intimate relationship without sexualizing it. Right?
Yes.
And in fact, the asexual community knows exactly what I'm talking about. and these two have kind of become an icon for the asexual community, and they rally behind that, and they back the choice to not have them sexualize the relationship.
Interesting.
Because asexual people are valid and real, and they don't need to sexualize their romantic relationships to have them feel fulfilled or important or meaningful. And this is a champion of that.
Yeah, I guess because like I kind of assume because it's categorized as a yaoi, right?
Of course.
Right. So
but romantically,
not
sexually.
And in the anime, they definitely don't get sexual, but it's all implied, and they do kiss and whatnot.
On the lips.
Yeah.
Like fully like romantically kiss on the lips?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, so for Pride Month, guys, we are going to be actually doing this Banana Fish
Good.
episode.
Finally.
But we are also going to be like, or no, what am I saying? No, I'm just saying like they didn't also have the opportunity to get to that point in the story because of the tragedy too, right? But I'm not trying to say like whatever, but you know what I mean? Like I back it at both ways, either way.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think a lot of the time when you're watching anime, you and just like any kind of media, reading books or whatever, you're always trying to relate to the characters in some capacity. So
it's human nature.
Yeah, it's human nature to relate, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I back it. But yeah, this is a great fucking couple.
Yeah, and you know, I think it's a sign of the times that, you know, people need to be open to exploring these alternative love stories.
Yeah.
And not having everything be so textbook traditional like we've had fed to us for the last 40, 50 years. Because people are tired of it. Yeah.
Well, this was the anime that got me into some yaoi.
Sure.
Right? Because, like, given, like I've mentioned it before on here, because we love music.
Have you watched Skate? Or have you heard of Skate?
Oh, SK8? I haven't watched Skate yet, but I know that's on my list already.
Yeah. There's a lot of it. A lot in that.
Yeah, I know. It's so good. And I mean, on TikTok, if you guys are following me on TikTok for the Shmanime pod, like a lot of my mutuals on there are into BL. So it's like, yeah, man.
It leads us perfectly into my pick. which
Yes.
is my favorite, like, gay couple in anime, probably, period, which is Toya and Yukito from Cardcaptor Sakura.
Yeah. But they don't hold a candle to my boys. Yo, listeners, if you could just see Jay's face.
You haven't watched as much Cardcaptor as I've watched.
No.
And I haven't watched Banana Fish.
Yes.
I'm not out here saying that they're better than your boys.
But it's always a competition between you and I.
I know. You try to make it that way. But to me, though, I will say that this is the groundwork that was laid in order for something like Banana Fish to exist later on. This was something that existed and was happening at a time where it was almost unheard of.
Yeah.
So much so that when they brought it over to North America, they had to massively edit and hide it because it was so not okay in the world yet in mainstream media to have something like that happen. And not to say that yaoi and gay media didn't exist in Japan prior to Cardcaptor Sakura, but I know for me the first one that always comes to my mind and has my whole life ever since I was young and knew about this is this relationship. And it is so sweet and it is so innocent and fun, and and it's just so heartwarming, to have it be like just sprinkled into this like really cute magical girl story, and they're just kind of oftentimes in the background or like kind of side characters on a little adventure, but they're just having the cutest little journey off to the side of this already super cute show. Yeah. And it's
you're
just
like, okay, fuck Sakura.
It's like drugs,
give me
man.
my boys.
It's like drugs, literally. So like, it just, I don't know, man.
So here, because even in Cardcaptor, like, it's not just these two that are
there's some other
right, like,
so Xiaolong for example has a crush on Yukito as well. He's a young boy,
yes,
and
a little bit more problematic.
And then a young boy's crush on an older older brother's friend type, that happens all the time.
That
and
is
it can
true.
be innocent and fun.
Yes, agreed.
Nothing happens in that show between the older boy and the younger boy.
I'm just ruining Cardcaptors for like thousands of people.
Don't run away from the show because of that. Okay. No, and then of course, there's a lot of people that feel like there's a cute schoolgirl crush going on between Tomoyo and Sakura.
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
Mostly from one-sided, Tomoyo towards Sakura. But like they definitely are pretty heavy-handed in alluding that that's a crush and not just a friendship.
See, I guess for me, it's like with this one here, it's too fluffy.
It's not tested, as you say.
Yeah. Give me the fucking tragedy. Where's the tragedy?
Okay,
where's the test? Where is the sacrifice?
And now we bring it back to what I was saying, where it depends on your definition of said things, right? Because for these two young gentlemen, okay, in a mid-90s Japan high school, to be having an openly gay relationship, might be one of the most dangerous and scary things that they could have possibly done at that age in the world that they exist in.
No, that I 100%
existing
agree.
as a gay couple in that point in time would have been dangerous towards their safety.
Yes.
So
okay.
But this is what I mean, where it depends on what you mean by tested, because
one had like
tested
real guns in the anime.
That was the world that they existed in.
Yes.
It's not their fault.
Let's take that away. But I agree. I do agree. Just in general, what
I'm going to say is the impact that a relationship will have on an audience is definitely going to depend on how tested the love is. There's no doubt that when people struggle to hold their love up above the water as they're drowning, that is gorgeous and beautiful. And these guys are never in the water. Yeah. They're on the yacht enjoying their love.
I was going to say boat, but yeah, they're definitely on a yacht.
A yacht. Banana Fish guys are like holding each other up like Jack and Rose and Titanic, right?
Well, Ash is the one that like ends up pushing him to this.
Well, there you go. There you go. So
you guys know.
Perfectly lines up. That's what I'm saying. I get that, right? But as for which one, is going to be more enjoyable to watch flourish, one might be a bit more painful than the other. And like we said, you like pain.
I do like pain.
And some people like fluffy yacht boys.
It's true. And this is the thing. This is where like our personal
I'm team fluffy yacht boys.
Yeah, I'll give you this. I'll give you this one. I'll give you this one because it's like it's true. Like when I watched Banana Fish, I was like emotionally drained for like the afternoon. Right?
Their love was beautiful, but it was hurting you.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
I was hurting for them.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I was hurting for them.
Yeah.
But it's like even like when I read yaoi manga like Killing Stalking, which is like even further on that spectrum of like, you know, messed up things. That one too, that was like I was fucked up for days. Like emotionally fucked up for days.
But you like that.
It's because it is a really good story at the end of the day.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. Like, I would never even seek that out.
Yeah, see, my dopamine receptors are so fried. I need crazy shit in my life.
You need a reset, dude. That's what you need.
Yeah, I've just watched so much fucked up anime that I need a reset.
I think you do, man.
Yeah.
This is a good reset.
That would be a good reset.
A good palate cleanser.
Oh yeah, and then my other point was because these are our personal picks, and this is where it's coming in. I think that's why we didn't go with some of the more like true romance animes, right? Like,
Yeah.
right, because there's a lot of romance animes out there. Because I'm going to rifle off a bunch, but
Yeah.
right, like
There's some obvious ones we've left off that
right,
are like, we get it. We know we left them off.
Yeah, we know, guys.
Yeah. But like, you're right. I
Like
mean,
Kaguya-sama, like Love is War, like all that
Exactly.
stuff, right? Like,
for me, like, I didn't really try to do this, but I like staying within a lot of the titles we've covered. Mm-hmm. Ones that we've talked about on this show as well.
True.
You know what I mean? A lot of the time because it's just the freshest in my mind. And it's the most I've dissected anime where I'm not just sitting back laughing and giggling. When I watched Cardcaptor this most recent time, when we did our Cardcaptor episode, check out that episode if you haven't already.
yes.
We talk about them, you know what I mean? And I was really analyzing and dissecting the show for their relationship during that, right? So like a lot of the stuff that we've covered is stuff that I feel like I know.
Yeah, a little bit more in depth with,
Yeah, exactly, right?
And if you guys are going to watch that show or that episode, make sure you like and subscribe.
That's right. He hit you with a direct one this time.
Yeah,
Nothing sneaky.
Nothing sneaky. Yeah. I was going to be a little sneaky, but it just came out.
They're on to you by now.
I know. It's the running gig. Or I hate it when you fucking steal it from me.
Steal it? I only steal it if I notice it's gone like well beyond.
Yeah, it's when I like literally forgot. Yeah, I know.
I'm just trying to help you out, baby. That's all. But yeah, please, guys, help us out.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Actually, maybe comment down below if you're on YouTube who your ships are, like your favorite ships and whatnot. So that would be cool to know.
Yeah.
And tell a friend because that would be helpful. Now, we have a giveaway that we also said that we are going to be announcing this episode. So we're also going to make you finish the episode because we're going to tell you at the end to find out. Or because since it's recorded, you could just fast forward. But please don't. Love you.
This is going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move on from our sweet gay babies.
Yes.
On to some sweet, horrifying monsters.
Yes.
Now, dude, guys, this is one of our best episodes, okay? I know we literally just said go back and watch another episode, and we're probably going to keep doing that.
This is when you find out how much of a degenerate I am.
Our Monster Musume episode, guys, is well worth the fucking watch because it is our most depraved 18+ R-rated episode yet.
Because I still haven't been able to convince them to do Dick Fight Island or a hentai episode. So,
well, until they make an anime of Dick Fight Island, that one might have to stay off to the side. But this was a hell of a watch. I'll say that. And this is, I guess, one of Mikey's favorite anime relationships.
Yes. This one here. So with Kimihito Kurusu and all the monster girls.
All of them.
All of them. Every single one of them.
Including the little bird girl.
Yes. Absolutely. Because if we...
You guys heard it here first. Absolutely, including the little bird girl.
Yeah.
Go on.
Rhaenyra is definitely the best one, though.
Yeah, you spider bitch.
Yeah. But okay, hear me out for a second.
Okay.
So you got this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Who, is exploring himself and doesn't really understand, what it is to be in an interspecies relationship or an exchange, really what it is. And you have a monster living with you, kind of a humanoid monster, because they're all humanoid. They're not, they're more human than they are monster, right?
Okay, hold on a second. Right off the top, you said that he was in an interspecies relationship, but then also in an exchange. However, the rules of the exchange are that under no circumstances is he to enter into an interspecies relationship with the girls. But
he is technically, unknowingly, the test subject for what's her name?
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. So this is why it's a cool one, because you have a guy who is just so caring, so loving, so open. Right? He even tries to figure out, I'm going to say no, but I'll take in people because they need me. And then he makes these connections, these loving connections, and he cares for them. He's a provider in that way to a degree, right?
To me, he feels frantic. Like he's simply just trying to keep up with everything that's happening to him.
Yeah.
At all times.
Yeah.
And that he's just in survival mode.
Yeah.
That's what I get most of the time out of him. He's in survival mode. To me, it feels like infatuation from them because they don't actually know him.
I disagree. I think they do.
They love him before they know him.
Yeah.
Every time, dude. And that's infatuation. That's not love.
No,
that's
infatuation. I agree. It's infatuation.
So they're infatuated with him and he's in survival mode.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the love.
I think I see the love when they wear the wedding outfits, the wedding dresses in the anime.
I see the love when they try desperately to make love to him.
Yeah.
But I also see him not wanting that 99% of the time.
Look, I know that this has a lot of problematic themes and
problematic, dude,
and issues. I'm just choosing to look past them.
Why? Because spider titties. That's why, everybody. Yeah. Because I got Mikey a big old pillow for his birthday of Rhaenyra, fully naked.
Look, guys.
And he cuddles it on the daily.
I do, actually.
I'm not even lying about that.
Like, I was downstairs earlier because it is so comfortable. I never knew how comfortable a body pillow could be and how sexy a body pillow could be.
I give good gifts.
Yes.
What can I say?
But yes. Okay, fine. Yes, we know I'm a degenerate.
It's one of the most hilarious, interesting, fun relationships there are in anime, dude. But my God, this is not a good pick. If we're talking loving relationships, for the guy who started this episode off,
you know what?
With the definition of love,
because we were talking about representation earlier. This is a representation for the poly community.
No, it's not, dude. Don't say this. The poly community is going to be mad if you think that this is what it's like for them.
No, I know
because it's not.
I'm fucking reaching at straws right now.
And it's funny, and they know you're joking.
Yeah, I hope you guys know I'm joking.
But
oh God,
I mean, this one is just so multifaceted, man. Because you got the bird girl with the egg and the peach colored popsicle, and then you got the blob girl who doesn't even really have a brain. And
she can change forms too.
And then the very opening scene of the entire anime is our boy is essentially getting R-worded by the snake girl until he is forced to bring her to orgasm for his life.
With the tail.
For fear of being strangled to death.
Yes. Okay, fine. Fuck, let's move on.
Now you guys know why you have to go watch that episode, because that was just a small little touch of what this show gets into. I want to rewatch that episode now because it's been a while. And it has been a while. It's
fucking funny. Yeah, I mean, like, and this is a big part of the anime world, as much as we either love it or hate it, right? The degeneracy is there. I mean, yes, it is a very problematic, but I don't see it going away anytime soon.
No. People love how nasty anime is.
Yeah.
We do. Sometimes,
yeah.
right? Sometimes more than others.
Yes.
You know,
agreed.
I think Jordy probably the least out of the three of us.
Yes.
You probably the most, just based on our discussions.
But yeah, you're the middle ground, man. You're the balance.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's kind of correlates to our roles in this podcast too, in a very poetic way. But yeah, man, that's a hell of a pick. I can't remember what I followed this one up with. Oh yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah.
right.
Okay, you son of a bitch. Because here's the thing.
My pick, bitches.
This is a low blow. Because I was gonna pick this and I was like, it's only just starting. So for those of you who are listening, this is
Gojo and Marin
from My Dress Up Darling, and because Marin is so fucking cute. Like,
okay, well, I think Gojo is so fucking cute as well.
Gojo is cute.
I would argue maybe cuter.
Yeah. But like it's like the most innocent, like it's innocent, but kind of like a little bit more realistic. I know it's a bit fan servicey at times, but it's like not to a point where it's like overtly super gross, because you still fall in love with the two characters.
Well, I think what's important is, and like guys, we were like we've talked about covering this one. It was in the cards for us to cover just as a full-blown episode for Valentine's Day, but we think we'll wait for maybe season 2 and we'll try and do it all then. You know, and just once everybody's like really paying attention to it, because there's so many distractions right now. There's so many other shows that we want to cover and do right now. So we will get to this. It's one of our favorites.
Yes, it is true.
Definitely one of our favorites.
It was a sleeper.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And yeah, like what I was gonna say was, for this one, like it's definitely the sweetness and it's definitely the innocence of the relationship. But again, it's slutty in the sense that like they play with those themes and those ideas in the way that they actually exist in real life. And at no point does the fan service change their relationship or their dynamic.
Yeah.
It's making him flustered,
yes.
right? And it's making him maybe develop feelings. I think they're both very much developing feelings for each other.
Oh, absolutely.
But at no point do they change their behavior towards each other.
Yeah.
At no point does their level of respect towards each other change or get altered by those feelings. So everything is just super respectful and nice and above board.
Yes.
Like there's no bullshit or sneakiness or sliminess to it.
Yeah, that was the word that I was going for. It's the sliminess, because there's some animes that definitely make you feel a little slimy for watching it. But like this one here, like I said, like sure, I love like the extreme stuff, like, you know, like we all know that, but like this, like when it's done well and tastefully like this, I love it too.
Yeah.
Right. It was such a surprise.
Here's a perfect example of the taste or the tastefulness of it, right? And how they could have possibly done things differently. One of the times he gets flustered, right, is when she's in her bathing suit, right?
Yes.
And
that's an iconic
and he's
scene.
down by her feet and he's looking up at her, right? And he gets very, very flustered in that moment. It's one of those nosebleed fucking moments that you see in anime all the time, right? He didn't come to that being in that position because he was spying on her or sneaking around, or because he tripped over something and fell into her fucking boobs. There's nothing lecherous about it. There is nothing sneaky about it or slimy about it. He's in that position because she is doing it to him.
Yes.
She's trying to make him a little giddy.
And which is totally normal.
But it puts it above board.
Yes.
It means there's consent in this situation.
Absolutely.
Which is massive in anime, because it's rare that you get that.
Yes, that's true.
When
that's very true.
lewd things are happening, somebody's invasion or somebody's privacy is being invaded. Even if it's accidental. Fire Force
is definitely
right.
A big one.
It's always accidental with her.
Yeah,
but it feels slimy.
Yeah, because it's the trope that we've had for like
because
years.
she doesn't want it to happen.
Yes.
She doesn't want to be exposing herself, but it's happening. So it feels gross. Whereas every situation these two find themselves in, they're entering into with full agency and full consent into that situation. They're just giggling anyways.
Yeah.
So it's really sweet.
Yeah, it's super sweet. I do like, this is what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't argue this at all.
It's a killer pick.
Because that's why it's a low blow from you.
But here's the one thing I will say. It hasn't developed along very far yet.
No.
As far as the anime goes. Manga readers probably know way more. But as far as the show is concerned, they haven't even really solidified things with a kiss yet.
Yeah. And the other thing that I really wanted to point out too with this one is that everything is so really kind of grounded in reality, because, you know, you see these cosplayers out there and, you know, some of them are amazing. They're fit, right, to really try to portray a particular female character or whatever. And that is the same thing, right? Like, you know, you get these people who are also in high school, you know, trying to navigate what it's like to be in love and have crushes on each other, right? It's awkward, but at the same time, it's kind of flirty, and you're kind of learning how to flirt. Like Gojo's not flirtatious at all, but he's
no
like
experience.
But he's like kind of learning now, and
She has experience.
you can tell she has experience.
Yeah.
And you know, people do that. They play with people, right?
Sure.
So
but they're playing with each other, but it never feels like they're taking advantage, or it never feels like they're, you know what I mean? Like they're crossing lines with each other.
I mean,
you know?
Marin is taking a little bit of an advantage.
I don't know, because that's what's so great about this show is they really lay the groundwork with Gojo and his love for making clothing. Like it really doesn't feel transactional, because I feel like he is getting just as much out of their relationship as she is.
I could see that. I can see that for sure. It's
the love for dressmaking for him. Like
because that's what he's best at.
Yeah, and he's entering into this and doing this repeatedly without the promise of a relationship, without the promise of a sexual favor. She hasn't led him on like you see in fucking Makima and fucking Himeno doing the Denji and Chainsaw Man, right? Like I promise you can squeeze my titties or I'll kiss you or we'll fuck. At no point does Marin make those promises to Gojo.
That's true. Okay, fine. You win
It's
this.
all about
this
board,
is
man.
This might be one of the top ones, even though like
it's not
far along.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get this one.
So,
okay.
Thank you. I knew I would.
Yeah, I know.
But like I said, I was surprised.
As soon as I saw this,
I was surprised
like,
it wasn't on your list, man. I watched the show because of you. So like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we watched the first episode together. I showed it to you. But
here's a heavy hitter.
Oh yeah,
dude. Here's one I have a hard time arguing against this one.
Yes,
dude.
This is Gurren Lagann. This is
Kamina and Yoko.
Kamina and Yoko. And this is again another tragic.
Sad one. Yeah.
You know,
that's just a sad show.
It is surprisingly sad, which is funny considering it's probably one of my top comfort shows.
Yeah.
Right. Like, but
it's a crazy, goofy trigger ride, like, you know, a la Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
But with way heavier gut punches than you could possibly imagine.
Well, what was it? There's that entire new genre in movies, absurdity, or what's it called from. You know that
like Absurdist?
Absurdist, yes. So it's kind of has that same feel.
A little bit. All Trigger stuff does, right? Yeah. Fooly Cooley is the epitome of their absurdity.
Cooley, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, well, oh man, what can I say about Yoko? Like, Yoko's one of my top waifus. So
well, it's interesting. Like these two, like they start off on such uneasy ground because they end up with this really volatile, almost kind of nasty rapport with each other at first, where
they're at odds. This is, you know what this is?
Kamina like kind of looks down on her when he finds out that she comes from underground, and like they have this like initial butting of heads.
That's what I'm saying. It is your classic butting of heads. Like I hate you, and then I love you. I hate you, and then I love you.
Because they would be like that on a personal basis, but then as soon as the fighting would start, they would be fiercely protective of each other.
Yes.
And it was like, don't you fucking dare touch him. Don't you fucking dare touch her. And they were like very concerned about each other when shit got real.
Yes. And the other thing too with Kamina is like, he was so influential for everybody in
The whole crew.
The whole crew.
Everyone looked up to him.
Yeah. Every other MC in the anime. And like, you know, you have someone that really changes your life to a point where like you have these romantic feelings, you have these, you know, yearning feelings, and then all of a sudden it gets ripped away, right? And then you're left with that. And then not to mention, you know, you go on and you see her, you know, with Simone, like there's a little bit of that where she kind of wants it to be there, but it's not there.
Oh, like the relationship aspect?
Yeah, like because she kind of sees it in him a little bit, but it's not like she knows it's never going to be like that because she ends up being the teacher and goes away, right?
But also Simone, like you're right, he's trying to turn himself into Kamina throughout the entire series. It's always his goal. It's his idol. And you're right, like he moves in that direction, but by the end he's his own thing.
Yes,
he's not Kamina.
Yes,
he's never going to be Kamina.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like again, that's where you have like an idol, really. At the end of the day, like what is it like Kurt Cobain and he's probably not a very good person to compare it to, but like the 27 Club. Right, like all these people who have like died at a young age, they just become kind of iconic and legendary, and they kind of burn out, and they're timeless. They become timeless, like right, and a little bit immortal. Where Kamina is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And so she'll always love him no matter what.
Yeah.
Right, like it's not going to stop. It'll always be there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it is a real, true, deep love. I mean, you see the true Kamina when he's with her, when they're having their late night chats that they have, and they're having their guard down conversations, you suddenly don't see the grandstanding, you know, superhero Kamina that you've seen the whole time. You see this delicate, real guy come out, and he only shows that side of himself to her.
Yeah.
Even Simone doesn't get to see that.
Yes.
That only gets shown to her.
Well, he's trying to be the big brother to Simone, right?
Always,
so trying to be the rock, and like, which is unfortunate because I think if he did show Simone some vulnerability, right, like that, it would be okay. I think he would have been able to handle his loss a little bit more, maybe.
Hey, Kamina wasn't a perfect guy.
Yeah, exactly, right?
No, he didn't leave Simone in the best state, or you know, he didn't leave at a great time. Yeah. I mean, he had just made a hell of a promise to Yoko moments before entering the battle in which they lost him.
Yes.
It's a super heartbreaking thing. And then apparently as well, I don't know if it was like a director's cut or an OVA or something. It's a quick thing, but it's revealed actually that after his like fatal blow, when he hears Yoko's voice over the intercom, he actually wakes up for a split second. Right in the gut.
Yeah, dude, it gives me
goosebumps, dude. When
right
I read
in the gut. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
we're gonna like. I feel like we're getting really deep in the anime right now because we are going to be covering this.
Oh yeah, but let me tell you, there's a lot more than just this.
Oh yes, I know.
That's gonna be a long episode, dude.
Yeah. Well, especially for you and I, because we both love it. Yeah. We both love it.
Truly one of our in our all-time favorite list.
Yes, absolutely.
So like I said, man, I have a really like you talked about me coming in with a heavy fucking hitter with Gojo and Man. Yeah. Talk about a heavy hitter that actually gets tested, that actually has some serious tragedy in it. You know what I mean? That is, you know, mostly above board. I don't know Kamina's age in story, but
I think they were roughly the same age.
I feel like Kamina might have been a few years older than her. But
but like
not so much that it makes it weird.
Yeah, not like a 30-year difference or anything.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. So, man, I can't argue this one, dude. This is a fucking top choice. Yeah. I put this maybe my top 3 personal.
Oh, I'm going to win this one, guys.
It's tough to top this one, man. Anybody who knows knows that this is a really sweet one from like one of the most emotional, heartfelt animes there is, man. Yeah. But by the end of Gurren Lagann, if you're paying attention, I mean, I was openly weeping, like ugly crying by the end of the series, dude.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the Gurren Lagann episode because like I can't wait for that one to be honest. Yeah. It really is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Who's up next, dude?
This is the one.
This is another heavy hitter.
Okay. So this one, I feel like, okay. So for our listeners, it's Kagome and Inuyasha, and this is in like the anime community too, as some of the top couples. Like,
so
it's iconic.
I think if there was
a little predictable,
but listen, I think if there was to be a Mount Rushmore of anime couples,
you would put them up.
I think anybody who respects anime puts these two on the list. This is the OG isekai romance, dude.
Okay, after they get together, why does he still have to wear the dog beads? Yeah, answer me that. You know, if a loving relationship is supposed to be based on trust, right? You don't think then why does he still wear it?
He actually can't take them off.
Okay.
That's the problem. But yeah. There are reasons why he's not allowed to take them off. Otherwise, he would have already taken them off earlier in the show, right?
Well, look, if she's so powerful, she should be able to take them off.
She's not that powerful. She's a human isekai'd into that world.
Yeah, but
her power lies in her ability to rein in a fiery, hot-blooded half-demon boy.
Yes.
And end up in a very real relationship that literally spawned a spin-off anime. With a daughter and everything, Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, and you know, this is an incredibly tested romance. Okay?
I mean, you have literally his ex-girlfriend show up back from the dead
to try and kill her.
Yeah, not only kill her and kill him, and he still kind of wants to be with her. Yet,
and the only reason he likes you is because of how much you remind him of her.
See, this sounds way more toxic than love.
No. But that's the thing. That's how it starts.
Yes.
And then it grows and it develops and it fights against these tests and adversity and develops into something that is far more pure and strong and stands on its own.
Because he does
true growth.
Yes, I understand. Because at the end of the day, he does choose her.
Kikyo becomes a memory, and he can leave that as a memory, and that is who he does choose.
Yes,
and it spawns a whole spin-off and everything. So it means everything goes well.
As far as canon goes, yes. As far as my personal choice, a little predictable.
Yeah, but it's the fucking. But you could say that about a lot of the ones that we picked.
Yes, okay,
here.
That's agreed. It really comes down again. It's all subjective.
Why is it so predictable?
Because it's one of the OGs. It's one of the OGs. It's been there and it stood the test of time. You know, people love it to this day.
This is why it belongs on the list. That's why I picked it.
Yes, you know, it is true.
It's such a progenitor for so many like isekai relationships. You know, schoolgirl. You know, dog boy with the ears. like how many times has that been just regurgitated in different forms in fan fiction, in anime? Like it's just such
like Kami-sama's kiss,
it's
right? Like
such a trope.
You've got all that kind of stuff. Even like reverse wise too, right?
But like wolf children, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect example. Like this is like kind of like that, right? It happens. Every isekai as well these days has a fucking relationship. A main character relationship falls in love with somebody inside the isekai world.
Yes.
This did it first.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right.
I fucking love it. I love the evolution. Her going from sit boy to them having a fucking daughter together is a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. Just iconic, dude. Look at that. Like that.
It is classic. It's classic.
It's classic 90s anime shit right there, man. I fucking love it to death.
Yeah.
But you can go ahead now.
Yes.
And bring everybody down.
Why do you say that?
To a dark, sad, depressing, horrible place.
So this one is Your Lie in April with Kosai Arima and Kaori Miyazono. So yeah,
sum this one up. You put it good earlier.
You know what? The big reason I really enjoyed this too is because of the musicality that was in it.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because, you know, she plays violin and he plays piano and he's kind of lost the will to play. She brings it out. Kind of has that, like, you know, pixie dream girl kind of thing.
Okay.
Going on, but it is
music is a heavy hitter for me when it comes to like driving emotion.
Yeah.
So many times I catch myself like crying watching things, and it's because of the music.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I think, you know what I think it is too, is when love can be inspiring, right? Mm-hmm. When love is inspiring, and that love for him is like, it inspires him. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get back. I can back this.
Yeah.
Right. But essentially, this is a day to remember in anime
A walk
form.
to remember.
Or sorry, a walk to remember. A day to remember is a band.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with love.
And now you know Mikey's musical taste a little bit better.
Yeah, that's on one side of the spectrum of the musical taste. Let me tell you.
Definitely. But yeah, no. So yeah, it's a walk to remember. You know, this is your classic sick girl.
Yes.
You know, loves healthy boy.
And then there's a bit of a love triangle with another boy, and you know,
and the gut punch in the end, you find out she loved him and not the other boy, and it's very sweet. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen Your Lie in April, but just being an anime fan over the years, it got spoiled for me, as I'm sure it has for almost fucking everybody at this point.
You should still watch it though if you haven't. It's fucking great.
For sure. I don't know, man. I just think like it's kind of one note.
Yeah, but it's a good note.
Okay.
It's a good note that they play, right? It's everything packaged on. It's not a serialized anime.
Yeah.
Right? It's fully packaged. You know what the note's going to give you, and it's going to make you cry. And, you know, like, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah, like, I mean, I haven't seen this, obviously, so I don't really know. But, like, another one that I was going to mention, I didn't put on the list because it doesn't really fully get, like, super, super romantic, I guess. Silent Voice.
Yes.
Right? Where we have another situation where, you know, she obviously wasn't sick. She was like disabled. She was deaf. But like, you know, a very similar, like, it is one note, but it's such a sweet note.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that this ex-bully becomes, you know, her closest friend, her safest guardian. And obviously in this one, it deals a lot more with their music and her sickness and whatnot. But like, you know, it's one note, but it's a very sweet, heartwarming note. And if you do it well enough,
and you play it well enough,
that's enough.
Hit that key with all your emotion.
That's enough.
That is enough sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like MCR, man. When I went to go see My Chemical Romance, and they played just that one note before the song, like as the intro. And you know what song I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking
just
amazing.
sets this. Yeah, you just know what's coming.
You just know.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to another punch in the gut.
This is a punch in the gut.
But in like a sweet way.
This one is probably going to be the winner, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know how dark it's showing up on your guys' screens if you guys can see this, but this is Mitsuha and Taki-kun. Taki-kun. From Your Name. One of this podcast's absolute favorite pieces of anime media ever.
Yeah.
Ranked.
Not only that, like it was surprisingly like because it was like one of our early episodes. I think it was episode 2.
I think so.
Yeah, and Jordy like loved it, and I thought he wasn't gonna like it at all.
Yeah. Dude messaged me after he watched it, being like, he said like that might be the best movie I've ever seen. Period. He actually said that, and he'd probably still kind of be like, yeah, maybe.
Guys, I can't trust Jordy's opinion because my opinion is the only one that matters here.
Yeah. Well. If there's anybody out there who's normally on Jordy's side, that's one that you will probably actually like. And I had to go with this pick because I struggle to think of a couple that transcends time and space to get to each other.
Literally.
Truly, like they really fucking do that in this. And they do it in a gorgeous way that, you know, speaking of music, is beautifully scored by Radwimps. And it is just an emotional thrill ride, start to finish, this movie. And some of the most heart-wrenching, gut-punching moments ever. I mean, obviously the moment we're seeing here as they decide to write each other's names on each other's hands.
That's the worst thing.
So that they'll still remember. The worst. And then they're halfway through writing, and then the pen drops because they ran out of time. And only one thing gets written, and it's he writes on her hand, "I love you," instead of his name. And I can't even think about it. I can't even think about it too much right now. I can't.
Jay's tearing up.
Yeah,
like
no,
actually,
so,
guys,
like legit, the fucking most insane movie, and like the most insane relationship, and Talk about,
Red String of Fate.
Red String of Fate for sure is always a gorgeous imagery. But when we talk about like the definition of love and like having it be tested and all that, one thing we didn't really mention is like how deeply you need to know somebody to truly love them.
Yes,
and to
that is a
truly
good
understand them. And this is a couple where I can't imagine having a deeper knowledge of who each other are than what these two have.
Yeah.
They literally step into each other's
shoes.
Yeah, like their whole lives.
Yeah.
They get a glimpse of that in a way that nobody can in a natural, non-magical world.
Yeah.
So this is a love that, in my opinion, is impossible to exist in the real world.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
It couldn't possibly be measured against reality in any sort of way.
We can empathize with our partners and we can, sympathize with certain things.
But nobody can say they've had this experience.
Yeah, I as a, heterosexual cis male will never understand, what my wife has gone through on a day-to-day basis being out in the world.
Of course.
Right? Like,
never.
But she'll never know what it's like to be a Korean person.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, or an Asian person. Like, but like, and that's the thing, right? Like, there is a much deeper understanding when you are physically within somene's body.
There has
and experiencing
to be.
It. Yeah.
You see it in this movie.
Yeah.
Outlined for you, right?
Yeah.
They live each other's lives They experience the way that the world interacts with them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like how does the world interact with Taki? Mitsuha knows.
Yeah.
She lived it multiple days in a row for a long time. You know what I mean? Like that is a closeness that is on a truly another level.
Well, not to mention, like they had to like text each other their schedules or write down each other's schedules and what they're doing and
they got to play with each other's naughty parts as well.
I would
That's
lather
intimate knowledge
I would
that
lather
you would never get
the fuck out of my chest. So much so.
Just the soapiest titties on Mikey you could possibly imagine.
I would lather and lather. I already do it, but it's like
TMI, Mikey.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I think they probably like knowing that.
Okay, Tom, you can't tell me, even our viewers and listeners, that you haven't tried to lather a part of your body that just felt so good, even if it wasn't in any kind of sexual way. It was just slippery and fun. It's like here.
No, that's good. We can stop there.
No. My
okay,
analogy.
finish your point.
My analogy is a sweet one.
Okay.
One of my bucket list goals was to have satin bed sheets and satin pajamas.
Yeah.
Right, and my wife got me those for my birthday one year, and all I did was do backspins in bed.
Yeah, you just want to go swim in the bed.
Swim in the bed and slip around because it just was a cool feeling.
Yeah,
it wasn't sexual.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that like I would probably just do things like that with soap.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but you realize we started this whole topic by talking about how we would probably do this in a sexual way if we were ever body swapped.
Yeah, I guess.
I think everybody can agree they would.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway,
that's
beside the point.
Moving on.
Taki and Mitsuha, I think, is on another level. And then they end up together. They end up finding each other in a really insane way. And then if you watch Weathering with You, you see them pop up again. You know what I mean? And it's endured. And so you have this insane love that has endured literally everything the universe can throw at it. And I mean, for me, I know we were talking a lot about, Kamina and Yoko and like Gojo and Marin and like some of these big hitters, Inuyasha and Kagome. But man, like this might be the best love story I've ever seen that I know of.
It is definitely one of them. Absolutely. I honestly,
story.
As far as love stories, I don't think I can actually think of a better one.
My brain goes to like Romeo and Juliet.
No, even that.
Because of like the legendary status of that. But am I actually putting your name up against a Shakespearean novel? That's how good this is. That's how good this is.
Yeah. Because even like Silent Voice, it doesn't That's more realistic because it is based more so in the real world. There isn't anything fantastical or magical.
And it's a little less romantic.
And a little less romantic, where this one definitely is.
It's pure romantic. This is they definitely like are in a romantic love with each other by the end of this.
Yeah, or Weathering with You wouldn't even come close.
Weathering with You is Diet This.
I know.
We talked about that on our Weathering with You episode. And go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, even series too, where you can really hash out character development.
Yeah, they did this in 2 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, I really can't think of anything that can really beat it.
None that I can think of that will literally have me crying on the spot if I think about it for too long. Yeah. So I have a hard time picking one over this.
Yeah.
So let's just keep trying anyways, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
how many have we done yet?
I think that brings us to our honorable mentions, to be honest, dude.
Oh, shit. Okay, so before we do the honorable mentions, I think we just kind of after that conversation where we both said, I don't think we can think of anything that can beat this.
Crown it.
Yeah. Yeah, your name, guys.
If you guys disagree with us, or if you can think of one that is more intricate and heartbreaking, but also heartwarming and amazing than this, please tell me.
And continues to choose each other, even though, like, at the end, like, they don't remember each other, and they're still pulled. There's that pull to one another.
It's crazy,
right? Like, it's pretty fucking, like,
their love endures because of what they do for each other, but also because of the universe wants them together.
Yeah.
That's twofold.
Yeah. No kiss.
Literally, that's the universe. But then they're also like doing that to themselves too. And it's crazy how hard they have to push.
Oh, fuck.
So sick.
Okay. All right, so let's get into our honorable mentions.
Yeah, we'll start with Mikey's honorable mention here. And so, like, I mean, I picked my honorable mention because it felt so problematic that it couldn't go on the list. But is this why you picked your honorable mention, or is there a different reason you picked these as an honorable mention and not on your main list?
I didn't really pick it because it's a problematic.
Okay.
More so because it is at times really problematic because he's kind of So for our listeners, it's
he's a psycho.
Yeah, he is. So this is Celti and Shinra.
Yeah.
From Durara. Yeah. I can never pronounce it right. It's because we switched it up with Dororo once. Yeah. But anyways, it's because of the fact that the relationship between them was so interesting, and being able and having to, like, you've got this demon, a headless demon. I can't remember what that demon's called, but she essentially has smoke that comes out of her neck. And you have this. I
haven't seen the show, guys, so I'm with you right now, just watching Mikey try to explain this.
and you have this one guy who's like kind of like a doctor, scientist, plastic surgeon, and like just obsessed with her. Right? Obsessed with her because, it's not only a scientific marvel, it's, then they end up learning about each other and communicating. Like, she has a flip phone and uses T9 for any of you fuckers who are as old as us. Yeah. Right? And to communicate and makes big notes and stuff. And then he talks to her, and then, but like, I mean, there's the problematic point where, like, he kidnaps a girl and makes her head look like Celti's actual head
through plastic surgery. Against her will.
Yeah. So there's that, and he's a fucking psycho. But it was just, kind of endearing at times to be like, hey, you guys are really into each other. You're a monster with no head, and you're a psycho scientist, dude. You guys kind of deserve each other. I feel like it's on par.
You know what, Mikey? I don't get this pick, but I'm also still glad you made it. And the reason I say that is because this feels, out of the whole list, like the most you pick.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, where it's the one that just leaves me scratching my head the most, but that just checks out, man. Like that, where you're finding some strange, sadistic, weird love in this.
Yeah.
And you're doing a Mikey spin to it and making it work.
Yeah.
I respect that.
You can find love anywhere.
You're proving that,
love
dude.
is love, man.
You're proving
love
that.
is love.
I am very uncomfortable with them as a thing. So I'm excited to watch that show.
People, she just in the comments convince Jay
If you can. I'll probably watch the show soon. That's Mappa did that show, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a lizard guy, isn't it? Is that it?
No.
Or is that Dororo?
No, Dororo is the guy who can take off like limbs.
What's the lizard guy? There's a guy who's part lizard in one of these ones.
I'm thinking of like 5 different lizard guys in 5 different animes.
Mappa
right?
did it though.
I know. I'm trying to remember. Anyways,
doesn't matter.
If
I haven't seen
guys
it.
know, yeah.
I'm just talking about the animes I haven't seen now. Yeah, I mean makes me uncomfortable. Maybe my honorable mention will make you and some other people uncomfortable. It doesn't make me uncomfortable. It makes me very happy, actually.
All of the relationships and the ships that you would have picked, that is totally you pick.
Let me just say, this one. I feel very much like Toru in this picture right now.
Yeah, so this is
very much my attitude towards this pick, because you're fucking right. I picked Kobayashi and Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, and y'all have to deal with it, because this is the most fun one on the whole list, in my opinion. So much fun that they have a whole show just about how much fun it is.
Yes, it's true.
The whole show is just about Toru loving Kobayashi in various ways.
Yeah, and trying to feed her tail. And
out of love,
out of an expression of love.
Totally.
Yes, which is kind of funny, because I don't know if I said this in our Miss Kobayashi episode, but like, I like cooking. I'm the cook in the house for my wife, and like, if she doesn't want to eat like when I make her, or
it hurts.
Yeah, it's like she's rejecting my love.
Yeah. So you're Toru.
A little bit, I guess. Yeah.
Except you're not serving your wife up dragon tail.
No, I'm just,
which could potentially maybe kill her.
Yeah.
But no, this one, guys, is a very silly one, and it's obviously super problematic because it's a little on the one-sided side of things. At least in the sense that Kobayashi doesn't fully reciprocate Toru's feelings. There's most certainly a love between them that is completely undeniable. But is it the exact same kind of love? And is it the love that Toru wishes it was? That's totally a different question.
But here's the thing, and this is more to the like your argument, is that if you think about it, not every love is what you're going to expect it to be.
No.
Right?
Rarely.
Because every ship that you have, even in real life, it's never, there's either sacrifices that need to be made, compromises that need to be made, all different kind of changes to kind of learn to mesh with one another. Sure, you might mesh in a lot of great ways and make you compatible, but you will always find something that you guys have to, figure out, because that's just life. Right. And
you're different people.
You're different people.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, these are 2 different species. Right.
True.
Wait. Here. Give me a second. No. You know exactly where I'm getting.
This isn't the same.
You know exactly where I'm going to now, fucker.
Okay, go ahead.
How come this is acceptable and my Monster Musume isn't?
Because here's the big reason. Okay. Yeah. Because at no point, all right, does Toru actually R-word Kobayashi?
Well, okay, yeah. Well, because technically, they do, but they don't.
They very much restrain him several times throughout the series.
Yes. Okay, so moving on.
And he is not comfortable with it at any point. In fact, I don't know if there's a single point in Monster Musume where he actually shows interest back.
I think towards
other
the
than
end,
just there's some care, but not interest back. And this is not a good example, but when Kobayashi has a little bit to drink, she very happily steps into that domineering husband role. Toru kind of secretly wants that. You know what I mean? And Kobayashi steps into it as problematic as that can be as well. But I don't know, man. I think this one's a little different. It's obviously just as silly.
Yeah. It's as silly on the other fun spectrum, less ecchi spectrum, right?
This one's a lot less horny, guys. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is definitely a horny show sometimes. It was the whole story was created by a hentai mangaka, which explains everything, but it's still very wholesome. It's very sweet.
Yes.
Toru never makes sexual advances on Kobayashi, at least never overt ones. They're more just coincidental ones.
Yes.
And it's generally all above board, and it's all generally very sweet. It's just not, they're not on the same page.
No.
You know,
No,
and that's
not
why
at
it can be
all.
problematic.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the fucking season 2, Toru kind of surprises Kobayashi with a wedding, which obviously is super problematic and not
forced
something
wedding.
you should ever surprise somebody with, a whole ass wedding. But at the same time, you laugh and it's fun and it's cute.
Yes. Well, because there is the absurdity of it. And I think
Exactly.
the other thing, too, is because it's all anime, it's all fictional, we can have fun with it.
It makes it okay.
Yeah, it makes it okay.
100%. So that's my honorable mention. It can't go on the list, guys, because you know why.
Yes.
But it's one I couldn't leave off because it's definitely a loving relationship in anime that always makes me smile. And it'll probably make you guys smile if you haven't seen that. And if you haven't seen our episode on it, go watch it.
Go watch it.
This is the episode of us telling you to go watch other episodes because we have so many. We do.
Okay, so before we close off, let's get on to what the internet thinks.
Yeah. Tell us how we got it wrong, internet.
So I'm just going to rifle these off and like we can make little quick comments on them. But like I've gone through so many of these lists now, and some of them are so different from each other. Some of them definitely have reoccurring animes and ships that come up. But
And I'm sure there's some that he's going to mention that I could totally get into if I wanted to, but they just didn't cross my mind this time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right? Like, so Naruto and Hinata, right? Obviously, but I think that's bullshit only because Hinata, it's all one direction. Hinata is all into Naruto.
And also, you don't see that ship for a long time.
Yeah. And
it takes a while for that to be established in the show.
Well, but Hinata definitely, you know that Hinata is into Naruto, but Naruto doesn't pick up on it and for a long time because he's still into Sakura. And not to mention, it's like as if, you know, Hinata only won by default because Naruto couldn't get Sakura, right?
Yeah,
I just think it's BS.
Yeah. Okay. He just pissed off so many people with that. I love it. Anyways,
Yo, listen to me. I love Naruto, the anime. I do love it, but that was bullshit.
Yeah.
My opinion. Come at me, bro.
Yeah. Get him.
Not to mention the best scene in all of Naruto is 8th Gate, Mighty Guy Sensei. Anyway, I'll probably piss off a lot of the people with that too. 02 and Hero from Darling in the Franxx. Taiga,
problematic one.
Yep. I mean, here's 02.
Yeah.
Taiga and Ryuji from Toradora. Lucy and Natsu from Fairy Tail.
That one's okay. I mean, you could get into that one. That one does build, but it does start very.
I feel like
by
it's
the
bland.
books. Yeah, very by
Bland.
the books. Yeah.
Yeah. Subaru and Amelia from ReZero. This one I have a problem with.
Okay, why?
Because Rem is waifu. Okay. She's been actually like ranked #1 waifu in Japan. I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
And yeah, like Rem is right there. But like I guess you love who you love and can't change that. But like fuck. All right, this is another easy one. Kirito and Asuna from Sword Art Online.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
This is Ichigo and Orihime.
Another good one.
Man, kind of bland.
Really?
Yeah, predictable, I feel.
Yeah, but it's old school.
Again, that's the other thing,
OG.
right? It's OG.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, this one I do like is Edward and Winry from Full Metal.
Okay.
Yeah, Misaka and Usai from Maid-sama. Tomoya and Nagisa from Clanad.
You said you were going to pick Clanad, possibly.
Possibly. I mean, it is an old school one too, but Q and Toru from Fruits Baskets. Haruhi and Tamaki from Oran High School Host Club. I haven't seen that one.
Neither have I, but I always wanted to watch it.
Yeah, it's a big one. Holo and Lawrence from Spice and Wolf. That's another popular one. Victor and Yuri from Yuri on Ice.
Okay, it's classic.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah.
Kurisu and Okabe from Steins Gate.
Okay.
That's one we got to do too. That's
you love to bring up Steins Gate.
I love. You know what? The Steins Gate has like a good long series of them.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna do the original run and the one little OVA.
Cool.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, this is like literally what we would have picked if we wanted to go like super cheese. Is Takio and Yamato from My Love Story.
Okay.
Right. That would have been a bit too much on the nose for Valentine's.
Yeah.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
Another classic one, Usagi and Mamoru from Sailor Moon. So Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask.
Of course.
Yeah. Nana and Ren from Nana.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Nana?
No.
That was a good one. I remember, like, that's another old school one where that was the first time I really saw, like, punk rock kind of vibes. Like, because they kind of look like Sid Vicious and what's...
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Sailor Moon. That's a really good one because I think that's like a very classic OG one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember fucking being in kindergarten and shit and playing on the playground and wanting to be fucking Tuxedo Mask. Yeah. You know, and
it's always about Moonlight Night, man.
Yeah, no kidding. But it was like, that was one where they tease you with that one a lot.
Yeah, they do.
They really play games with you with that one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to not have it lose some points for them just, you know, cock teasing you with it the whole way. You know what I mean? And then never actually...
Just the tip.
Like,
just the tip.
You get it more when they're in costume fighting crime than you do when they're in high school with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But anyways.
So the other one is Tomoe and Nanami from Kami-sama Kiss, like I mentioned earlier. Haka and Yona from Yona of the Dawn, which is crazy. This one was crazy.
I don't know a lot of these.
Yona of the Dawn came out a while ago, and it's oddly getting really popular, like, recently.
Okay.
Right? I remember watching it while I was coming in, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And then Bon and Elaine from Seven Deadly Sins, which is very strange, but it is good.
It's a good one, man. I was contemplating putting it on my list, but... yeah, it just didn't really make the cut. I haven't watched Seven Deadly Sins in a while, but I do love that one. That's a very good pick. And another one that I'm surprised wasn't actually on the list, even though I don't really agree with it and it's fucked up and problematic, is Mikasa and Eren.
So that one did come up on the list, and I didn't put it on because I was like, this one's weird. It is weird because I don't ship those two.
And for anybody who has finished the manga of Attack on Titan, you know why I think it's strange.
Mm-hmm.
People who are watching the anime, you have an inkling, and it's definitely already been super strange, but it gets fucking even more strange. Yeah. But it also gets deeper as well. So it's like, I need to mention them. I just at least need to mention them. Mm-hmm. It's messy. I don't really like it, but it's there, and it's deep, and it's real, and they go through a fuck ton together, those two.
It's true.
So talk about a tested love.
It's true. That is true.
Big time. And just worth mentioning because, you know, one of the biggest animes of all
time right now. Yeah, really.
So,
but yeah, I mean, again, guys, like, that's just really like maybe half of some of these lists that I went through.
Yeah.
Right. Like I know I'm missing a bunch, especially some of the old school ones that really kind of propelled a lot of other stories.
And there's new stuff coming out all the time that's really great, guys, that we're trying to stay on top of and pay attention to. You know, there's a really great ship coming out of the newest Gundam series as well, between the two protagonists in that.
Yes, the Witch of Mercury, which I love.
Yeah, so like we're trying to stay on top of the new cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but we're not going to not do the classics either, right? Because
you know us. Yeah, we love the classic shit.
But yeah, so Jay, let me ask you something. What have you learned about love through anime?
What have I learned about love?
Yeah,
through anime.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that love through anime is sometimes involving other species.
That is a good answer.
And that is okay?
Yes, it is absolutely okay.
Okay. What else? I've learned that it needs to be tested.
Yes.
And the more horrific the test, the stronger the love.
Or the more trauma bond that happens.
There you go. How about you? What was your big takeaway from this?
My big takeaway is the opis.
Opis are love.
Opis are love.
Opis are life.
Opis are life.
That's it. That's it. Mikey and I have both asked Opais to be our Valentine this year.
Yeah.
They said yes.
Yes. You got one. You got. I got Migi, and you got. What's it left in Japanese again?
Oh God, I forget.
Yeah. Anyway. But yes, no. I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And yes, I hope you guys are also enjoying having a really good Valentine's.
Mm-hmm. Whether you're alone or with somebody, or you subscribe to Valentine's Day or not.
To the Hallmark and consumerism.
This is just us. This is just us celebrating love and
Yes.
cuteness and having fun with it. And
Yes, it's
making up
true.
for Jordy being a sick piece of shit.
Yes.
Just kidding. I love you.
I love you too, buddy. Then there's the platonic love that I have for Jordy, where we're touching each other.
Oh God, no. Okay, get to the context, quick. Go.
No context. You gotta watch all of our episodes to be able to get the context. Anyway,
They do touch each other.
we do. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned for next week, because next week we are doing our anti-Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah, it's a scary one, guys.
Yeah, it's another classic.
You're an elfin lead.
Yeah, elfin lead.
Is it lead or lied?
I think it's lead, but it could be lied. I don't know.
I don't know
Tomato,
either.
tomato, potato, potato.
You guys know what it is. It's kind of a famous one I had somehow never seen. But now that I have seen it, I'll never be able to unsee it. So thanks, Mikey.
You're welcome.
Looking forward to that. Who's the winner of our fucking thing? Are we doing that?
Yeah, so we are going to do that right
end now.
now. It's the end. Thank you for sticking around.
You made it.
We made it. Now we are going to name the winner. Okay, so we had a bunch of people enter. Obviously, we are doing the little spinny wheel that if you've watched other giveaways, they use this to make it random and fair. So you've probably seen it before, so why not use it again?
If you're up here, congratulations. You
Yes.
followed the instructions perfectly.
Yes.
And we love you for it.
Yes,
If you're
thank
not
you.
up here, guys, we do still love you, but it means that you didn't follow all the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and make it a lot simpler next time, we promise. We didn't mean to make it so confusing. But for those who followed us and shared and liked and commented and did everything we asked, we love you to death. We super appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And
Valentine's Day love.
We wish you luck.
Yes, I love you. We appreciate you, and I know especially for the TikTok community, I appreciate you guys so much
Hell
because a lot of my mutuals there really kind of came through for me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay. Are we ready?
We're ready. Let's click the spin.
Click to spin.
The
winner is Her Hirai Kotsu
from Instagram.
Her Hirai Kotsu
From
All
Instagram.
right.
Okay, so
Congratulations.
I will be getting in contact with you soon.
Yep.
To let you know and get all your information so we can send you off a little fun prize.
Thank you so much again, guys.
Yes,
that was
thank you.
actually really fun clicking that. I'm not gonna lie. If you entered, we love you. And hopefully you guys will enter again.
All right, guys. So that's it. Jay, where can people find you?
At hanger.91 on Instagram or hanger91.bigcartel.com. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can find me at Shmanime Pod on Instagram, on TikTok. Come join the Discord. If you want my personal Instagram, it's Korean Barbecue 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, and next week, remember, we're doing Alphen Lead Lied for anti-Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So this is for you fuckers who are like, fuck Valentine's Day. People in love sucks. Love sucks. Fuck that shit. So this one's for you guys.
Never Not Kittens too.
Oh yeah, Never Not Kittens. Go
Yeah.
donate to kittens. But you can't be anti-kittens because kittens are fucking adorable.
That's right.
So yes, if you can donate to Never Not Kittens, they've got a TikTok too.
Yeah.
There's a link down below.
We love them.
We love them. Nonprofit. Go donate.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again. Love you.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.